From VTV Channel 6 Studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Welcome to Local Point, brought to you by Strata Networks. I'm your host, Chris Piner. Joining me in the studio, we have Cheryl Boren of the Duchesne County Children's Justice Center. It's good to have you here, Cheryl.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, Cheryl, tell us first off a little bit about what the Children's Justice Center is.
Okay. The Children's Justice Center is basically a place where, when there's allegations of some type of abuse with children, they're able to come there to be interviewed and to receive other services pertaining to that. You know, it used to be when a child was abused that, before we had the Children's Justice Center, that they were taken to the police station or to Division of Child and Family Services to be interviewed, which really isn't as comfortable as the Children's Justice Center. You know, we're just a home. We're located in a neighborhood. You walk in the front doors and it looks like a living room with toys and it looks like grandma's house. So, you know, these families are already experiencing some kind of trauma, and we want to reduce that trauma. So being able to provide that place where it's a little more comfortable for that investigation to start is what we do.
And is there some reason that you're here now?
This month, April, is Child Abuse Awareness Month. This is a month where we're able to concentrate on children and really take the time to realize how important they are, and that they have a right and they deserve to be or have a safe, healthy childhood, you know, free from harm or worries and stress.
This is what I thought. Is this a national awareness month?
It is. It's nationwide. And there are all kinds of different entities who have events that take place during the month of April to try to get information out to people about, you know, how to protect children, right. How to educate ourselves on what goes on in our communities.
Well, in that case, I'm especially glad that you're here and that we may be able to get the word out a little bit in this month. So all year round, but why not now, right?
Right.
So
perfect time.
Yeah, perfect timing. So I'm aware of other justice centers. Are they connected in any way?
All the Children's Justice Centers in Utah are all run under the direction of the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Well, we're all within our own counties, but our grants come through the legislative session through the Attorney General's office. So, and the directors meet, you know, monthly or semi-monthly to be able to go over issues and things that are happening throughout the state so that we're all on board together.
I see. Is it typical then, you were introduced as the director of the Duchesne County Children's Justice Center. Is it typical that each county has one?
Not every county has one, but we do have them in several counties throughout the state. I'm not sure exactly.
Some counties may have more than one, I imagine.
Salt Lake County does,
right.
Has two, so because they are so large. Right. So there are several throughout the state. There are also satellite Children's Justice Centers throughout the state as well.
Yeah. All right. So when we're talking about awareness, now what is the actual month? You said you had a name for the month.
It's Child Abuse Awareness Month.
Child Abuse Awareness Month.
Yes.
What is the main thing that people should be aware of?
Well, I think we just need to be aware that abuse really does happen.
It's not something we like to even think about, really.
No.
It's good to be reminded it does happen.
It does happen, and it happens more often than people think. I think people sometimes want to just kind of turn their head a little because it's a hard thing to discuss and to talk about because nobody wants to hear about a child being hurt.
Right.
But it is very prevalent in our area. It is a problem. It is an issue. But I think that if we educate ourselves, we can help protect these kids and help them recover from these incidents that happen. 2 years ago, when I was writing a grant, I know that 1 in every 32 children in Duchesne County was being seen at our center. That is a high number.
Wow.
And not all those children had been abused. However, they were all there for a reason. And so we need to make ourselves aware and step up as adults and try to help protect our children.
What do we do as far as, so in this case, it's especially good that we have a month designated.
Yes.
If nothing else, in April we can remind everyone this is a real issue that surrounds us. When you talk about educating ourselves to help prevent this kind of thing, what is involved in that? What kind of education?
Well, I think we need to educate our children, of course, and I know that that can be hard for parents sometimes to talk to their kids about especially their bodies. An easy way for them to do that would be to educate them and say, you know what, it's not okay for somebody to touch you where your swimming suit goes.
Right.
That's straightforward, it's easy, it's less uncomfortable, and they can teach them that. Another thing I think that we need to be aware of and teach our children is we raise our kids to respect and listen to adults, and that's a good thing. But we also need to teach them it's okay to tell them no. If they're in a situation that they're uncomfortable, or somebody touches them in a way that they don't like, or they're getting hurt, we need to teach them it's okay to say no and get out of the situation.
Right. So the education goes for both the children and for parents and other adults in the community.
Absolutely.
That's very good. All right. Well, we've got more that I want to talk with you about, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to hear from Cheryl after this quick message from our sponsor, Strata Networks.
Strata Networks is proud to bring the first true 4G LTE network to the Uinta Basin. 4G LTE is the most powerful mobile broadband available anywhere in the world. With speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G, you can stay connected like never before. Video chat without delay, stream HD TV or movies in an instant, and download or upload in seconds. For details, visit us in Roosevelt or Vernal or call 622-5007. More speed, more power. 4G LTE, only from Strata Networks.
Welcome back to Local Point. Cheryl Boren from the Duchesne County Children's Justice Center is here with me. We've been talking about the fact that it is, April is national, right?
It is national,
Child Abuse Awareness Month. And we talked a little bit about what it means to be aware about education for people. Let's talk a little bit about when you are aware of child abuse, what do you do? What should someone do? You need to call someone, I'm sure, but who do you call?
Okay, one thing I'd like to mention about that is, so let's say a child comes up to you and starts to disclose something has happened to them. It's really important that you listen to them. Don't ask them a whole bunch of questions. We prefer you don't do that, but listen to them, believe them, make sure they're safe, and then you need to call and report that. You would report that to your local law enforcement or the Division of Child and Family Services, and you're welcome to call the Children's Justice Center, and we would get you those numbers as well. One thing about that is when a child starts disclosing, sometimes they will talk to you and give you just bits and pieces, or they'll say it happened to someone else. And what they're trying to do is gauge your reaction. They want to see if you react in an emotional way or a negative way, they're going to close down. So you really just need to listen, try not to react to the situation, make sure they're safe, and then get that turned in.
And that's probably difficult to do.
Absolutely.
But so it's a good reminder that that's important.
Right.
That if you're in that position that a child approaches you. So what are there, if you're in doubt, I guess call.
Right.
Right? Are there signs to look for, signs of abuse?
Sometimes there are signs. Most of the time there are not. Some signs of abuse could be bruising, unexplained bruising. I mean, all kids get bruises. But if you have unexplained bruising that occurs and can't be explained or isn't matching the story, sometimes you might have balding spots on the head, bedwetting, aggression, depression, anxiety, any of those activities can be considered that. What's really important to realize is just because a child has some of these symptoms does not mean they've been abused.
Right.
We want to make that clear.
Yeah, there's a delicate balance, and as a citizen you might be even concerned that, well gosh, there's some symptoms here, but if I report it I could get somebody in trouble.
Right. What I have noticed is when I have people call me with concerns, they'll call and say, you know, I've noticed this, this, and this. What should I do? I don't want to turn it in, but I don't know what to do. If it's concerning you enough that you're worrying about it, you probably should turn it in and let the professionals look into it.
And they'll do an investigation.
They will, and they'll find out if it happened or not. State law says any person who has reason to believe something has happened, some type of abuse to a child, has that responsibility to turn it in.
That's an important point. So there's actual responsibility you have. You can't have that information and hold it.
Right.
Or ignore it.
Right.
You're obliged to act.
Right. Some families would like to handle it on their own and think that they can, but we need to make sure that we're turning that in and getting it taken care of so we can make sure that child gets all the services that they need.
Right. Now, working in the Children's Justice Center, there must we're talking about some very sensitive topics here, but are there some rewarding things about where you work? Some very positive things? Tell me a little bit about that.
There are. You know, it's always rewarding to know that maybe you've helped a child in some way.
Right.
We can't make everything all better for them, but if we can start that healing process to begin and know that we've helped them on that track to at least head that direction for that healing to start, it's great to have that feeling and know that you've helped them.
Yeah. All right. Do you accept charitable donations or contributions? Is that something that you might be interested in? If we have viewers who would like to, I don't know, maybe do a teddy bear drive or something. Is that something that happens at the Children's Justice Center?
We do. We usually don't give out the teddy bears anymore.
Blankets.
We give out blankets to children who have medical exams. We do provide forensic medical evaluations for kids, and then they don't have to travel to the Wasatch Front for that. We do accept donations. We do have a what we call our Friends Board, who is a 501c3 who raise money for us to help us with that, and so we do accept donations that way.
Yeah. Is there a reason on the teddy bears thing?
We used to hand out teddy bears, but what we have found is we don't want to have to explain that if it goes to court, as some people construe that as bribery to the child.
Oh, yeah, here's a little gift.
So we don't. Some
Right.
some places still do give out teddy bears, but our multidisciplinary team chose not to.
Yeah. Now, the reason I even ask is I'm, as a school teacher, aware of many groups that like to do charitable drives, and it
Right.
seems to me, in my recollection, that oftentimes they like to do things for the Children's Justice Center. So
They do. We've had people collect, we give kids snacks while they're there, so they collect packaged items like, I don't know, fruit snacks, crackers that are packaged, that type of thing, and bring and donate and stuff. So,
Cheryl, thank you for coming
thank
today
you.
and talking about Child Abuse Awareness Month and a little bit about the Children's Justice Center and what you do. What a great service. It must be very rewarding knowing that positive side of something that could otherwise be not so positive.
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad you came. And thank you for watching today's show. That's all for now. Please join us next time right here on VTV Channel 6.